Okay, so now I want to add some kind of cool effects to the car. So start out by selecting the car. If you look upon this from the top, we need to start over here. When it goes down here, it's full speed, and maybe when it comes here, maybe you can have a little drift. So from here we set the rotation to 0, so I. And when we come down here, maybe just a little drift like that, I. And here we want it to be straight again, so 0 and I. So it just get a little bit drifting over here, and we turn. And maybe we can lose the wheels a little bit here as well. It's really tight track, but anyhow, just a little tad like that. And here I actually think it should cut the corner much more, so let's tab, and that's G and X like that. So if you now, does the other one still look okay? Yes, a little bit here, a little bit there. We jump and we turn, and I think from here we should have a great drift like that, and maybe first here it gets on its wheel again. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, if you look upon it from the side, how does the jump go? Oh. Okay, so we go up here, and you can just fine-tune this to your liking. And also think about how close you're going to look upon the animation. I think this will do for me. Perfect landing, and it's drifting away like that. So now you can add another car if you want to, but what I also want to add before we finished is some fire, because I think it's really cool with fire. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's look on this from the top, and here I want to add some fire. So let's press Shift A. Let's add a plane. Let's scale it down. And I think we had a cube instead. Great. Scale in X and drag it out. Yeah, we can actually just drag it like that. Perfect. And I wanted to have some kind of black material. Okay, so while this object is selected, you can go to Object and then Quick Effects. And I want to choose Quick Smoke. And if we now go to the smoke settings, let's select this domain. Select the domain and go to the physics properties. And it's gas. Great. And we can select the emitter. And right now it's only smoke. Let's change this to fire and smoke. And we go to the domain again. It's called, and we want to have it in a high resolution, so maybe 150. And I want this to go from, and I want it to start, actually I want this to start a lot earlier. So I want this to start maybe before 150 and end maybe 200. That will make the loop look better. And just choose a place where you're going to cache the animation. Great. And I want it to be all, and then we're going to bake it. But first off, I want this to be adaptive domain. So this domain will adapt itself depending how much size is needed. And I also want the smoke to dissolve after a while, maybe 7. Yeah. And I want the car to affect the smoke. And to do this, we need to go to Fluid and set this to be an effector. Okay, great. So if now just trying to, we cannot see anything. It's okay. because we can now select the domain and then press bake all. This can take a while, and depending on how high you set your resolution division to, better this will look. But if we start by 50 and then set this to bake all. Okay, so let's check it. Yeah, it's fire. This is great. And a problem you might see now is that it's really dark, so we need to fix that. So let's go to world properties, go to color and set an environment to texture. We just do it easy today. Go to open and choose an HDRI. I have listed places where you can get them free in the notes below. Okay, and we go to camera and we just make this transparent. It's smoking, it's jumping, and let's just, so if you render this image, it's just smoke right now, so we need to fix this. So to do this, we need to select the domain and go to shading, and right now we only have material for the smoke, so we need to fix this, and we just press shift add shader, so we can combine two shaders like that. And then we need to add a emission, because the flames emit color. Maybe this color will be great. And then we add to enhance the flame. Let's add a math node and set the value to multiply. Drag it into the factor, the strength I meant, and then let's add an attribute. And the attribute we want to have, let's take the factor into this, and then we write flame. Great, and we need to have a higher value here, so maybe 15. And if you now try to render it out, yeah, it's some kind of fire, but it looks really bad. And this because everything looks better in cycles. So let's change the render engine to cycles. Let's change the device to GPU compute, like that, and let's try it now. Okay, yeah, here's fire. And if you now try to run this, just to see how it looks, something is wrong over here. So, and right now it looks a bit strange, and one quick way to solve this is just to change this, the twist method, change this to set up, and now it should look okay. So if we set a new view, maybe like that, yeah, I think it looks quite okay, but I want a more dramatic view. So let's fix this. That means I want this to be bigger, like that. I want the camera to get the whole plane, so G and Z and Z. And as you can see, we need to change the clipping plane again. And we have the camera selected, and we need to change the clipping to here somewhere. And we can just move it down, something like this. But I want this to be black and glossy, the ground. So let's change this to black gloss. Great, and set this to black and kind of glossy. Let's lower this roughness value, and let's change the strength of the world to maybe 0.3. And we have the light of the car. We select the car and see if we can. We want the front lights to be even more strong. So maybe set them to 50 to get a cool effect. And I want I think we need to set the world lighting to be even lower, so maybe 0.1, maybe 0.05. Great. And we can also, the lights, I think the problem with the lights in the front is that they actually going more upwards and forward. So yeah, now we're talking. So maybe set them to 5000 to get a cool effect. Yes, great. And the rear lights, Let's set them to backlights. Maybe set them to 2000. Yeah, so the front light and the rear lights. Yeah, I think this will look cool. Let's just check that. Render this out. And I think we have a problem. The lights have some issues, so let's just check on that. Yeah, the backlights are now glowing white because they're shining so strong. Yeah, but it works. Great, so now it's just to render it out. And this is how you do a row with the help of geometry nodes. Then add a car and fire to get a cool scene and a cool loop. Thank you for watching, and if you like stuff like this, please subscribe and give this clip a like. Thanks, bye.